For the past 2 years, the WBC super featherweight bracket has seen Texan Shaquie Foster put on a trailblazing set of victories. He's been all over the place: the USA, the UAE, and Mexico. He's consistently proven himself to be a top dog from among the lighter weight classes. He sharpens his skills for yet another defense of his world title, and his challenger is El Super Abraham Nova, who seeks to quickly bounce back from his upsetting loss to Robeisy Ramirez in 2022. It's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Nova, who is getting a chance at a world title after losing 2 minor titles to Ramirez. Rest assured, El Super will be El Ultra for a chance to take his career into the stratosphere quickly. This is all that led up to this explosive duel about to go down in Madison Square Garden. Holding out against another challenger. Shaquie Dominique Williams Foster was born on September 17, 1993 in Orange, Texas. Information about his early life and childhood is not widely available, but it's known that he hasn't had it easy or smooth for much of his life, all the way through to even his professional career. Boxing soon became his only escape and a way to keep himself sharp. His training throughout his childhood and teenage years eventually led him to having a successful amateur career starting from around 2007. His amateur journey included over 100 fights and spanned until 2012. He won the National PAL title in 2010 and was also an alternate on the 2012 U.S. Olympic team. But he didn't have the chance to compete in the Olympics. Regardless, a 100-fight amateur stint is nothing to scoff at. He developed a slick boxing style backed up by healthy amounts of power that can be put to good use in the professional scene. And that's what he did the same year, starting with the knockout victory over Theo Johnson. The next 3 years will see him defeat journeymen intermittently, creating a sparse sequence of fights. But this was because he had been struggling financially and socially during this period. The only gym in his small town near the Louisiana border closed down in 2011, making it harder to stay focused on his craft and making him more susceptible to falling into the traps of the streets. The period from 2015 to 2017 would be some of the darkest years of his life, as he suffered loss to Samuel Tia and Ronaldo Chinia. A lot of people saw me as a write-off. I took a lot of B-side fights coming back. They thought I was food or whatever. I definitely saw it out of people, but I always knew what I had in me, said Foster in a recent interview. In August 2017, Foster became an inmate at a correctional facility in his hometown of Orange, Texas, due to aggravated assault, probably resulting from a street altercation. Throughout his 4 months of incarceration, he felt abandoned, and he ran a very real risk of losing his boxing career forever, especially since this happened after his 2 losses. But Foster happened to watch Terrence Crawford knock out Julius Ndongo to become boxing's first undisputed 140-pound champion of the 4-belt era while in prison. Ultimately, Terrence Crawford would prove to be a powerful inspiration to him and decided to commit to his work ethic. The result of this, within 2017 itself, was a first-round TKO victory over Andrew Goodrich. Since then, he hasn't lost a fight. His first high-profile victory since being released from incarceration was in April 2018, when he defeated Frank Diaba over 8 rounds. He quickly followed it up with a victory over John Fernandez. These back-to-back victories displayed a truly re-energized Shaquie Foster, who was ready to sign for the big title fights. This first came in 2019 with the victory over Alberto Mercado that earned him the WBC Silver Superweight Featherweight belt. He managed expert defenses of this belt against Miguel Roman in 2020 and Muhammadkuja Yakubov of Tajikistan in 2022. The belt defense against Yakubov took place in the United Arab Emirates, and the purse for this fight can be said to have given him the financial ease that had evaded him for so long. This was despite the fact that he missed all of 2021 due to a contract dispute with former promoter Lou DiBella. But he became the world champion in February of 2023 when he faced the previously unbeaten Ray Vargas for the vacant WBC junior lightweight title. Vargas appeared to be completely outclassed by Shaquie Foster at his peak, being outboxed and outpointed beautifully. His first defense of the world title belt, which took place this past October in Cancun, Mexico, was far more eventful. Eduardo Hernandez was a tough opponent, and Foster was pushed to the limit. He was on track to lose on a points difference due to bias, but he managed to force Hernandez to give up near the end. Now, signed on to a supportive company at Top Rank, He is determined to not face a close shave like that again. He's 100% ready and geared up to stop Abraham Nova in his tracks at the hallowed grounds of MSG. It's always been my dream to fight at Madison Square Garden, and what better promoter to make this all happen than Top Rank? Watching all the greats fight at MSG inspired me to want to be a part of the history that comes with fighting at such a legendary place. I'm ready to put on a show and keep proving that I'm the best fighter in the world, he said. Title shot of a lifetime. Abraham Nova was born on January 14, 1994, in Carolina, Puerto Rico, to Dominican parents. He moved to the U.S. with his parents and 9 siblings when he was an infant, with all 12 family members living in a 2-bedroom apartment in Albany, New York. To this day, he still lives in Albany. Both of his parents were Pentecostal ministers and have taken young Abraham Nova with them to their traveling work in Mexico and Guatemala. He found a special interest in boxing at the age of 12, and he regularly trained at his gym. It appears that his parents remained supportive of his choice, and while studying at Albany High School, he began competing as an amateur. Abraham Nova had a successful amateur career as he went on to compile an impressive amateur record of 167 wins, 11 losses, and 60 knockouts. His highlight is becoming the victor of the 2014 USA National Championships and becoming a New York State Golden Gloves champion. He also won the 2014 Jose Cheo Aponte tournament. From this point, the 2016 Olympics were in sight. He reached the semifinals of the U.S. Olympic trials at 141 pounds, but couldn't advance any further, finishing his amateur stint as a runner-up of the 2016 New England Golden Gloves Championships by losing to Jermaine Ortiz. He went pro on April 29, 2016. Starting out with a TKO victory over Wasu Johnson, he bucked trends by fighting equal caliber opponents. His 2017 victory over Martin Nicholas Mutamla in Uruguay started to gain him traction for those that closely followed the Latin pro boxing scene. A 2018 victory over Fatu Fasono in 2018 would end up leading him nicely into a fight against Suleiman Sagawa for the vacant WBA NABA super featherweight title on November 18, 2018. He won by unanimous decision over 10 rounds. From then on, it appeared as if Abraham Nova unlocked a new level of skill and power, which he displayed by securing a stunning first-round victory on August 23, 2019. It can be said that this is the performance that got him signed by Top Rank, a co-promoter alongside Murphy's Boxing, which had already been promoting him. This has since worked greatly in increasing his presence, and yes, Shaquie Foster is also signed by Top Rank. I'm excited that the world will see my talent on major platforms like ESPN and ESPN+, Nova said. It's time for everyone to see what I'm about. I want to fight for a world title soon, and I believe 2020 is the year that I receive that opportunity. Top Rank has a lot of big names at 130, and I don't duck or dodge anyone. Since signing on to Top Rank, he secured a unanimous decision victory over Avery Sparrow on June 25, 2020, and an impressive TKO victory over William Encarnacion in January 2022. Of course, we've gotten close to the elephant in the room as far as his career is concerned. A loss to Robeisy Ramirez on June 18, 2022 threatened to delay his career progression by a long shot. His co-promotion deal was specifically geared towards finding him for a short timeline to a world title. The 5th-round KO loss was a shock, and Nova realized that he had to get serious. He would only fight in January 2023, when he secured a unanimous decision win over Adam Lopez on January 14, 2023. Then, he quickly secured a spectacular knockout victory over Jonathan Ramiro on July 28, 2023. Both of these fights showcased a boxer that can be put in line to challenge the incumbent for a top-quality show. As such, he got the fight against Shaquie Foster. As of February 2024, with 23 wins and a single loss, he has a 66.7% knockouts to fight ratio, with 16 of his 24 fights being knockout wins. Nova said of this opportunity, "Fighting for the world championship is a dream come true. It's something that not everyone can fight for, and not everyone can achieve. I was able to stay patient even in defeat and come back and put myself in a position to fight for the world title. You don't see a local fighter rising through the ranks like me and being able to fight for a world title. And not just any place, but the mecca of boxing, MSG, where all the legends fought." Fighters compared. As mentioned previously, Shaquie Foster has a slick boxing style, which he pursues from an orthodox stance. He has great body confidence, which he makes use of in order to form a well-rounded defense and pivoting ability. Swerving in and out of his opponent's punching ranges in order to slip in a hard jab or an uppercut is his specialty. His lean body allows him to output a great amount of speed, which has a compounding effect on both his defense and offense. This was displayed rather perfectly against a basics heavy boxer in the form of Muhammadkuja Yogbov in 2020. He elegantly predicted his victory in pre-fight interviews. My speed, power, IQ, and experience will be the difference. I have a unique style that he's never seen before. And Yogbov was the kind of boxer that Abraham Nova is. Nova is all about the basics, from which he is able to launch a barrage of hard-hitting punches that frequently ends his opponents via KO or TKO. Against Foster, he believes he has the better style and experience to come out victorious. What could clearly tip the balance in Nova's favor is the fact that his built physique allows him to land hits on Foster that could really hurt him. Success would rely on him being able to catch Foster in the move and locking onto him before he has a chance to slip out and launch counterattacks. His only defeat was against Robertson Ramirez, who proved to be an even more aggressive and hard-hitting fighter. Nova's stamina and endurance proved to be markedly lower in that fight. However, he quashed speculation relating to his stamina in his 10-round victory over Adam Lopez in January 2023. It seems apparent that matching Foster's stamina is going to be key in winning him this fight, and there's all the motivation in the world to bring his stamina up to par. After all, it's his chance to become a champion for the first time. But what do you think? Will Shaquie Foster prove yet again why he's one of the best featherweights active now? Or will Abraham Nova succeed in making the best possible use of this chance? Leave us a like and subscribe. We'll see you again when the dust settles on the canvas.